Could the Lakers be in for a point guard replacement in the form of an old Raptors great? I hope not. But Kyle Lowry is one of the favorites to land with the Los Angeles Lakers. And what does that mean for our current starting point guard, D'Angelo Russell? Is he on his way out the door, or could he return to LA for another season? What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, guys, I want to bring your attention to something. There is 78% of you guys who are recently watched your videos who are not subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that, Laker news, like reactions, trade rumors, draft updates, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest so you guys do not miss any of those updates. Now, with that out of the way, guys, let's hop straight into the topics we have for you today, as Kyle Lowry is betting favorites to land with the Lakers. So, Kyle Lowry has been around the NBA for quite some time now after just finishing up his 17th NBA season, finishing that with the Philadelphia 76ers. And according to some betting favorites here, the Lakers are second in line to be favorites to get Kyle Lowry and his services. While I do have my questions about this type of ordeal or this type of acquisition, as Kyle Lowry, like I just said, just finished his 17th season, so he'll be going into his 18th season of the NBA. And we already have one old guy on our team, and that's LeBron James, and he's about to be 40 next season. And then if you're going to add another old guy who is a 6-foot point guard, really makes me wary about like what type of decision making the Lakers would want to try to make, especially if that is going to be one of your guard replacements if a guy like D'Angelo Russell leaves the door. Because having a guy like Kyle Lowry would have been nice in the year 2014, but it is definitely 2024 going into 2025, and I do believe Kyle Lowry is a little bit past his prime, especially being the guy to be relied upon to be the primary ball handler on your team, especially for a team that wants to go somewhere deep in the playoffs. But a guy like Kyle Lowry, I just have my drawbacks against him. Yeah, he did have some nice moments for the 76ers in the play-in and then also in their first-round series. But he's a guy that just really can't do it too much anymore. He only played 60 games last season. While that is a pretty decent number for a guy of his age, you would want more certainty, especially from the guard position, especially if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, who have had all these injury histories in the past, and you're going to have to manage almost a age 40-year-old LeBron James next season. So the Lakers, I don't think they should really move towards this option. Even if Kyle Lowry, you can get him for a vet minimum, I don't think he really makes too much sense. I think you can get more out of guys like Jalen Hood-Schifino or even or even an Austin Reaves from a point guard standpoint and a ball handling standpoint, just because he is a little bit younger and more in his prime. So getting a guy like Kyle Lowry doesn't make too much sense to me, whether he is a starter or a backup, just because he's just a little bit past his prime. And I don't think he has too much utility for the Los Angeles Lakers, especially for a team that needs to get younger and more athletic. And Kyle Lowry does not fit that bill. But that kind of leads me into my next point. And what does that mean for our current starting point guard? So D'Lo to the Magic. So there has been some talk about D'Angelo Russell possibly leaving the Los Angeles Lakers here in this offseason, as he has a player option that he has yet to pick up, but it is all likelihood that he's probably going to decline that player option and then test the free agency market and see what he can get. And it seems like the Orlando Magic are the team that are eyeing a guy like D'Angelo Russell here. So here's so the Orlando Magic have their eyes, or they have D'Angelo Russell on their radar here for them. And just a little bit more into that story there, as this is coming from Jeff Fisher of Yahoo Sports, and then he said, "I haven't talked to anyone in Orlando, but I'm willing to admit publicly that D'Angelo Russell being on their radar, but I can guarantee you that he is not on the Magic's radar for more money than he'll potentially that he is potentially owed for the books for LA." So that's talking about his $18.7 million player option that he's probably going to decline. So he also talked a little bit more about maybe the Magic offering him some more money over a few seasons, or even a lower value contract just to get more guaranteed dollars. So I think a lot what's going to come down to D'Angelo Russell is probably going to be the play situation and the money. Is D'Angelo Russell more willing to take money going elsewhere? And will a team like the Orlando Magic offer him some more money, because they are also looking for other shooters as well? Even though D'Angelo Russell is one of the guys they're possibly looking at, Klay Thompson, who is a guy who just recently from Shams Charania said he is open to all external options in free agency. And there's always that little talk, that little Instagram talk, how he just like unfollow the Warriors, and he's been following Pablo Banchero and the Magic. And while that does make sense from just a player standpoint, these guys probably link up with each other in the offseason and stuff like that, and they probably work out together. But Klay Thompson possibly being more of a draw for a team like the Orlando Magic makes more sense, because he's a guy that's been there, done that, while D'Angelo Russell has some nice skills, can offer you a lot of offensive versatility. But he doesn't bring that championship pedigree that a guy like Klay Thompson would bring to that Magic team. So would that muck things up for the Lakers to possibly get back in this D'Angelo Russell sweepstakes? Because a lot of this offseason hinges on what they do with D'Angelo Russell. Whether he walks the door and leaves, so that means the Lakers would have to find a new starting point guard who could honestly be on their roster. Gabe Vincent could very clearly start for the Lakers next season. And then, or could he negotiate a new deal for the Los Angeles Lakers and then possibly be traded for real this time? As of, if it's a short-term deal, I do see the possibility of a guy like D'Angelo Russell getting traded. But if the Lakers lock him up for a lot longer and some more years, I see that less likely being a thing. So D'Angelo Russell, that's going to be our big kind of like iceberg tipping point for the Los Angeles Lakers, of like what is going to happen with this team and what direction this team is going to go with. Because if D'Angelo Russell ends up walking the door, the Lakers do have replacements currently on the roster, and then they can find some guys, I believe, maybe not to the caliber of D'Angelo Russell, because you might have to do that only through trade, and then trading that means you'd have to trade a guy like Austin Reaves in any type of package, because he's the only guy that has any true value, with the exception also of Rui Hachimura as well. So I'm very interested to see what happens here for D'Angelo Russell. What kind of options that he is going to lay out for himself. Is he going to look for more money? Because he can find that in places maybe like an Orlando or maybe like a Detroit or something like that. But if he is about winning and wants to try to win, then he wants to try to go to a better or a more winning organization or team that is looking towards winning. So that could be the Orlando Magic, as they were a first-round exit team, and they're a young team on the rise, getting better. Guys like Pablo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and stuff like that, they're still growing and developing as young players in this league. So everything kind of hinges on the Lakers, what the Lakers are going to do, on what D'Angelo Russell is going to end up doing this offseason. But let us know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think the Lakers should go after a guy like Kyle Lowry? Or do you think the Lakers should try to a little bit harder to keep D'Angelo Russell? Or do you not mind him walking out the door entirely? So let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.